Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more a Rogue Trader and a couple of things. So first off, I wanted to find out what the Necrons were because the name kind of like, I was like, yeah, that sounds like a name I've heard for 40k, but I've known nothing about them. So I looked it up and they're older apparently than even the Eldari. And they're some kind of like robo-humanistic sort of like species of some kind. So let's see, what does it say here? They're a mysterious xeno-species of humanoid robotic skeletal warriors that have lain dormant in their stasis tombs for more than 60 million Terran years. Though they've begun to awaken at last, they are the soulless creations and former servants, and now the captors of the ancient Catan, the terrible star gods of Eldari myth. So, yeah, that's all I'll read. Also, the other thing, I finally found that, like, I kind of wish, and I kind of hope that this comes at, like, I don't know, maybe when they, like, come out with the DLC or something, maybe they'll do an overhaul of some of the other systems and stuff, but they need to separate systems here. Anything that is a buff or a debuff needs their own section, so not just effects and condition, there should be buffs, and there should be a debuff section. Now, something else that I found is, okay, let's see if we can find it now, because it's this one here. So these little icons do tell you where they came from, which I don't think was... I don't remember if this was available when we first started playing the game or if this came in an update. But so, like, this does tell us at least that, you know, hey, this came from Cassia, which means that it's probably a debuff. This one here comes from the Locust itself. So this is what I was looking for earlier, about how to get through this armor. Security breach. Plates of necrodermis reduce the damage against this creature by 95% from every side except the back. So we need to hit him in the back. So now we know how to kill them. Thank goodness. Now you, unfortunately, we were on the wrong train of thought. But I really do think that they need to rethink how they're listing all of these characteristics and whatnot. Especially this stuff. This stuff needs to have some kind of, I don't know, ordering, filtering. They need to be in categories. This is too much. Effects and conditions, especially with how many effects and conditions there are, it makes it so difficult to just very, very quickly find what I'm looking for. But this does help now that I know that this is a thing where it tells you like who did it. That will help a little bit when we're looking in the future, since I know what to look for now. But yeah, okay, anyways. Let's see, you've already buffed yourself with that.
Naturally.
Alright, we got a couple people who are relatively close now, which is good. Can you see him now? You can, good. Well, let's get that on.
For the throne's glory. But of course, Lord Captain.
So I guess, I don't know if this would be considered directional as well. Maybe you literally just do have to be behind them. You would think that something like this would ignore that. But, Alright, elusive.
I won't object to it.
Alright, Argenta, you're gonna struggle. This is where I'm gonna find myself wishing that I had the ability to use some of my AP to turn it into a dash. Okay, the other one I think is going around that way. Can you actually hit them in the back from here? Well, let's see if we can find out.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
I think this is in the way, so let's see. Right there we have a sight line. Okay, there we go. It's not a very good hit chance, but it's better than nothing. It's counting as the back.
The enemies of the Emperor will
Hit
be
it in its
undone.
ass. Let's go. Okay. Apparently not. I mean, it said something like 100, right? The, oh, that's on these. Isn't it? So I don't think it is counting, actually.
Faith
We'll try it one more
deeds
time.
is worthless.
Alright. It's gonna be annoying about it. That's fine. I don't know if this will count either. So he's in an awkward spot.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Okay, that counted. Oh, that was a huge amount of damage, too. Okay.
It will be done.
If I can taunting scream here, this will get him to likely turn that direction, which would be good for most of my team. Ooh, you know what? I might actually be able to use this too. Will that help? That will. So now... I don't think I'm going to use any more of hers because I don't want it turning around now. Let's go ahead and just see what we can do to take care of him. Let's just get a big shot into his ass.
Do not dare ask.
No! Okay, there we go.
Just a minor setback.
Alright, he's tanking it like a boss.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
Okay, I think his armor is still down, right? It is. So, let's just do a regular shot. We don't need to expose. And this will probably finish this one. Oh, not quite. Oh, they do the same thing where they get like... They get some kind of like final chance where once you get their health down, they get like an extra bar of health.
Ancestors, guide me!
I think you're already marked? Yeah.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey. If it serves your cause.
Yeah, let's just take another shot.
Fortune favors the swift.
Okay, still not quite dead. Close, though. Okay, that one can do a lot more damage to you, because I think he was getting so much less because of, like, sworn enemy and whatnot here.
I'll see to it personally. Another enemy down.
Okay, we need
I'll
you
make
to
it
manipulate their positioning. She's, like, built to take care of these Necrons, it feels like. Okay, that one didn't work. Can't get far enough on that. Okay. We can make you run, though. Zone of Fear might do it. I don't think that has friendly fire, but let's just not risk
If you
it.
insist, Lord Captain.
Okay, that's good.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Emperor, deliver us!
I refuse.
Too far away? I'm just gonna... Nope, you're out of armor too. So
This tedium is beneath me.
we'll just analyze. Oh, this was an extra turn. Didn't realize.
If it serves
Should
your
have just taken the
cause.
shot.
Naturally. For the throne's glory. I won't object to it. Let's see to it. Naturally.
Guided by faith.
That's not the Seneschal's job.
Okay, I don't know if that one actually
I've
counted,
seen
so I'm
worse
gonna move
battles
here.
than this in my time. Someone else can do this.
Really?
I'm not interested. That's not the Seneschal's job.
Well, that's lame. Okay, let's just make you tank some of this stuff then. That may get him to turn a way we don't want him to, but he'll probably be dead before then. We've got 2 more. Cassie gets to go again too. We'll be fine. Sworn enemy.
Victory
Door.
is imminent.
Wall of Rockcrete. Yeah, smack him.
Target well struck.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Oh, that was his, I thought he still had his surviving thing. Okay, what a fight, dude. First time running into Necrons. Okay, we got ourselves a level up. I mean, you do end up spending a lot of those Master Tactician points, so stacking the deck could, over the course of a fight, do alright for us. Why not? Okay, so we already took Ballistic. Fellowship's doing pretty well. Do we want Toughness? Do we want maybe Agility? Agility gives us a little bit more dodge, but maybe we just build Toughness like we already have been. Perception would give us a bonus. Helps us with our dodge. Alright, let's get a +6 in Perception. Arguably, I should just stack Fellowship, but I don't know. Ooh, Critical Zone would be good. I do often use that for my snipers. And that would make Irelia even more of a crit god. Let's do that. Alright, now for you, Perception would get a bonus. So, and we can't do Willpower. So yeah, let's do Perception. It only increases his crit. when he sees other people crit. I don't know if I care for that much. Alright. Lots of stuff. Nothing starred, right? We took that, so... Alright, maybe something in biomancy? This is the biomancy section, it looks like. On the first turn of every combat, all psychic powers of the biomancy discipline cost -1 action point. In other words, you want to use as many of them as possible. I could play around with that for sure. We could do create an opening. Let's go create an opening. Okay, we already took strength. Weapon skill would be a bonus, so let's take weapon skill. Alright. Whenever the bounty hunter kills prey whose difficulty tier is 4 or higher, the bounty hunter additionally gains 2 AP. Okay. Raid grants an ally an additional percentage damage against prey. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do kill squad. Okay. Perception would be a bonus. Now, ballistic skill is your hit chance, right? Reflects character's accuracy with ranged. She's already really good at hitting, so maybe we will do perception here. Okay. Any ranged area and burst attacks reduce the weapon skill of all enemies hit. It's pretty good. So she's just debuffing everybody as she wrecks their shit. Alright, so we can reduce dodge, or we can reduce their accuracy. Let's reduce accuracy. So all of our bursts now reduce accuracy. I like that. Honestly, ballistic skill is probably the best way to go. Agility is also actually really good, but we already took agility. But making her dodge, since she's often just in the thick of it, is really good, but in this case, ballistic is where we're going. Okay. Wall of Rockcrete now grants an additional 8 temporary wounds to all targets. Okay, strength, toughness, and weapon skill. We've already done strength. Let's go weapon skill. He's been tanking alright so far, so I don't need to stack his toughness too much, I feel like. Alright, I don't think these guys left behind anything to loot. They kind of just disappeared, didn't they? The monster structure looms majestically over you. The energy spilt into the air obstructs your mind. For a moment, it seems that not only are you studying the obelisk, but it is also studying you.
Keep your wits about you.
Okay, well, I think we're done here. Let's just check each of these rooms. Perception checks and whatnot.
Always keep your eye on the price.
But we got the data from the computer. I don't know if that's going to be important or not. Okay, loot that. Check our map. I think we're good. Found ourselves a new ancient faction here. Necrons. I wonder if we're going to be running into them a lot more in this unexplored area of the Expanse. Lord Captain, unidentified sickle-shaped ships have taken off from the planet we just left. Oh dear, okay. So those are probably Necron ships. They're approaching swiftly and readying their weapons for battle. Get ready. It's about to get hot in here. Alright, Necron space battle now too? Dude, look at these things. Okay.
Engage the engines. Coordinates set. Make every shot count!
Oh, so close. Oh no. At the start of its turn, the ship suffers damage. Okay, so maybe when you destroy it once, it gets this falling apart, but then it fills up its entire HP again? Maybe? At the start of this turn, the ship repairs 20% of its missing hull. Once per combat, when the ship is about to be destroyed, it is instead reanimated. Okay, once per combat. This reanimation is not permanent, and the ship continues to disintegrate, suffering damage equal to 25% of its maximum hull at the start of its turn. Wild, okay. Okay, what is this one? Boarding party? No. I don't think so. I always get scared that I chose the wrong one, that I didn't have the orientation right. Alright, we don't know how much damage these guys can do. I think these guys are going to be in range of this.
All hands, prepare for acceleration.
Oh, do I not get to do that? I didn't use it. Did I use it? No, I don't think I used that, right? So I think it's just because we used this one, and so we can't use that one instead. I need to remember that I have that, and I should do that at the start of turns. Alright, I think I have to go there. Switch our shield to that side. Ooh, what was that?
Breach in our enemy's defenses!
Okay, I don't think we've gotten through that one's first health bar. The other two are almost done, though. So when they have their first health bar, they heal. When they're on their second health bar, they get damaged.
Salvo! With the force of a supernova!
Let's see. This is probably less damage. So we're gonna get that first health bar. Cool, it went through. To the second one, I really like that too. Oh, so close. So close. Okay. Damn. I was really hoping I'd have enough to get onto that side, but with a square-shaped ship, we can't. little damage from that. It's okay. We're doing fine. This guy's gonna have a bad day. Lord Captain, what were those things? They took off from the surface of the world where you landed. I've never seen ships like that, never seen such technologies either. We've fished a trophy out of the void, a relatively intact fragment of a wreck. Send it to our engineers, just in case. We've isolated the compartment where they are performing their comprehensive liturgies. Okay. Let's do some lore Xeno, 65%. Research the tomes in the Rogue Trader's private library. Perhaps it will give us insight into these monsters. We succeeded. An hours-long silence follows as your order is being executed. At last the Vox comes to life again. Your lordship, the Carto Artifacts claims to have found a mention of Xenos similar to the ones we've encountered. The manuscript refers to them as Necrons. Okay, we know nothing else? Nothing but tales and rumors. I've heard stories about sickle ships that reap entire squadrons like ears of grain. About crews that know no fear about the veil of death that shrouds them and corrodes their enemies. Ships like rust. Corrodes their enemy ships like rust. So the thing that we got may have been Necron tech. The tech blight? Which would make sense. That was our stuff that was, like, our faction was the one that was studying that locale. So the tech blight that we created was Necron tech of some kind. Those stories aren't worth a Grox's arse, though, because they also say that none has ever returned encountering those sickle ships. If that were true, there wouldn't be anyone around to tell these stories, would there? Data available. Those creatures are Nephilimex, the Omnissiah's fallen angels. Citing a quotation, the first machine spirits ever created by the Omnissiah were in will, in body, and in power, unmatched in the perfection. They were realizing the design of the Deus Mechanicus into being, but the principle of entropy conceived by the Omnissiah was fundamental, thus even the perfect became flawed, through the overabundance of their perfection. So vast were the Nephilimex's abilities and so immeasurable the depth of their minds that pride tempted them. The Nephilimex rejected the design of the Deus Mechanicus in favor of their own. The order of existence was defiled, and a great war of absolute destruction came. The Nephilimex were overthrown and exterminated, with only a few managing to hide from the Omnissiah's eye by extinguishing their minds and shrouding themselves into oblivion. In their change, the Omnissiah created a new machine spirit and destined them into servitude, so that they would remember the limits of their power and would not descend into pride. So this is kind of like, As for the ultimate perfection, the Deus Mechanicus abolished it from the universe, and thus it was no more. Okay, what is the trophy we've acquired? The engineers are at a loss. They say it's a gift born from the Omnissiah's wisdom, but its image was imperfect. Therefore, it was eroded by corruption and unbelief. Whatever that means. The ship's minor conclave has gone into data meditation to produce a resolution regarding the admissibility of using this item. Okay? Let's bolster the crew's morale. Give out additional rations to those who showed the valor in battle. This is just the beginning. As you will, Lord Captain. Okay, interesting. So, does this Necron faction have to do with, like, the AI war or whatever? Like, what he said just seems to imply that the reason why we use the cogitators that are, like, human and bio-based and stuff is because of this faction. But is that true? I don't really know. Okay. So we've explored the 2 planets here, so I guess we're going out onto the map. Our hull didn't take any damage, but it did not take us to the upgrade map. Yeah, okay, there we go. At the end of each turn, the most damaged sector of the flagship shield restores up to 50% of its strength. That's pretty good, actually. I think I will take that. Allows the use of both abilities of one selected post for one turn. If one or both abilities are on cooldown, their cooldown time is reduced. Kind of like that. You can move a shield to the other side. If the enemy has a hollow field, it loses several of its charges. Okay, that's really good too. Okay, we're taking shield pulse. It's all shields today, baby. Okay. Alright, so I'm guessing this is going to be the empty area on the other side of the map, right? Indeed. Okay. Cool. Chart new routes. We have 8 insight right now. Seems like this is somewhere we might be trying to get to. During the period designated as the night shift, the air throughout the ship suddenly turned stale. Those who were awake reported feeling incredibly tired. Those who were asleep later reported having horrible nightmares. Sister Argenta, one of the Lord Captain's personal retinue, was found in her cabin, pale, crying, and caught up in a waking dream. She didn't seem to notice anyone around her. Instead, she clutched a fragment of a burnt aquila in her hand and kept calling for her mother. It took an hour to bring her around. Okay, one path forward. Let's visit this system. Ooh, okay. Lots of planets. Now, I don't know if there's gonna be anything that we need to extract. Like, it seems like, since we have no connections to our system, there would be no way to extract and to send it home and stuff. So, it's probably only gonna be events like this. Most of the surface is covered in icy dunes with greenish highlights. At first, officers aboard the vessel decide that the unusual color of the ice is due to a quirk of the atmosphere. Later, it becomes evident that the source of the highlights is a group of monstrous pyramidal structures wreathed in an emerald fire. Examining them in detail with magnoculars, it can be seen that one of the monoliths is damaged. A device on its wall emits an energy beam at a similar pyramid not far from itself. Examine. The Von Valancius scouts approach the monoliths with as much care as possible, fearing the appearance of an enemy. A small servitor sent to gather data and about the energy beam clearly demonstrated the destructive power of this xenotechnology. After carelessly making contact with the beam, it instantaneously broke apart into minuscule pieces. It is curious that the second pyramid is still intact, and that only matter at the source of the beam is being destroyed. Study the surviving monolith. The energy beam barely reflects off the dark metal of the pyramid. Occasionally, a scarcely visible wave runs across the surface of the monolith's walls, after which the material appears to become even smoother. It's as if one monolith is feeding the other, not destroying it. A few scouts decide to come closer in order to better examine the phenomenon. We succeeded a perception check. Soldiers of Von Valancius notice a fragment of a metallic rib cage melted right into the material of one of the walls, like a bizarre, bas relief? Between the rows of ribs, a talisman of black stone shimmers with colored light after each wave of energy. The figure to which the talisman belongs shows no sign of life. After a quick debate, the officers decide to take the artifact on board. A withering shard. Strength, toughness, and agility are decreased. Can use heroic acts at 125 momentum instead of 175, and desperate measures at plus 50. The wearer is considered as having heretical adherent if they do not yet have it. So, okay. We could take some minuses, but at that point we could use heretical gear, but I'm not going to. We sent all of our, most of our heretical stuff away anyway. It is rare to find such an ominous phenomenon in lifeless ice. It's an interesting piece of gear. So seems like it's just there and it's going to help you use gear that you wouldn't normally be able to. That's a good piece of end game gear, you know? Okay, so it does allow us to extract, interestingly enough, but we don't need it. Not plus steel. We need Xenotech. That's what we need. Okay, Necron ring. The greenish glow of the gigantic ring made from unknown materials flows through the windows of the captain's bridge. The void ship's instruments measure a whole spectrum of various emissions. Sometimes the dull green is darkened by clouds of space dust or bent by gravitational waves. The object most closely resembles a portal, albeit what's passing through it cannot be clearly defined. Observe the anomaly. Arcs of incandescent star gases bursting from the ring pierce the darkness of space, reflected by the surface of other celestial bodies in the system. At times, dark light waves bend the edges of the portal, but they are quickly restored thanks to the enigmatic flowing metal. Then, lashes of purple clouds dissecting by threads of lightning appear in the center of the ring. An unseen force prevents them from reaching the other side of the portal as the blocks of black stone become covered in purple scarlet illumination. If the ring truly were a portal, it is not fit to serve as one any longer. Stellar heat and gravitational force forbid any vessel from passing through it. According to the ship's astropaths, the purple clouds are an even more dangerous phenomenon, indicating that the powers of the warp are eager to flow out of the portal into real space, as if to highlight its deadliness. With the next wave of dark light, the portal throws out the shattered remains of an unidentified void ship. Okay, let's examine. Ship components. Additional equipment and closer position allow the team to understand part of what's happening. The portal seems to resemble the gate devices used by the Eldari Drukhari, only made of a different material. The metallic shine of the ring alternates with the darkness of the large blocks of stone, reminiscent of the material that makes up the famous Cadian pylons. Okay, succeeded on a Xenos check. We're not very good at these. Oh wow, yeah, that was a pretty good roll on our part. 15, and had we gone over 30, we would have failed. Analysis of the wave signatures indicates that the construct once used parts of the webway, the Eldari system of pathways. However, in its current condition, the portal is not fit for transporting vessels. It is unstable and often begins unleashing dangerous cosmic objects. Instead of transports, the gate spews forth dark light and deadly breaths of incandescent gas, the latter taken from a star's photosphere. It is hard to believe that a civilization capable of creating a device as powerful as this one could have undergone such a decline. So I'm starting to get the impression, like, we're getting like little bits about Necrons as we make our way to the final thing. So sorry, had to mute and cough. So whatever this weapon that Kalkazar has, I wonder if it's Necron based. I think that's what we're supposed to understand. The tech blight seems to be Necron based, so that would imply that the technology itself is definitely going to be Necron in nature. Okay, we'll do the battle last. Okay, something here. Under thin clouds, as if shredded by a careless blade, sway vast steppes carpeted by pale gold deadwood. The rogue trader's attentive eye distinguishes a region among the endless grasses that does not fit into the general landscape. The scouts from the shuttle see signs of intelligent life, judging by the trampled soil and tent frames. Someone made camp here, distant silhouettes from a tangle of paths and obstacles, a maze. The outer walls are supplemented by a multitude of spikes and blades and decorated with scraps of leather and withered, crucified prisoners. It does not take an expert in xenoculture to reason that Drukhari have been here. Send out a squad, search the camp. As they comb over the tracks left around the Drukhari structures, the scouts find items of Imperium make, blood-soaked clothes, an aquila patch, and a data slate cracked in half. Gothic letters and the symbol of the Inquisition are frozen on its bottom half. The Zenith's fragments make up part of an exploration report. The servants of House Valancius find a rough illustration of the camp in the pocket of a filthy coat. On it are marked two locations. The first is shown with a sword and highlights the area where the items were found. The other is a skull and points out to a patch of ground by the maze. Okay, perception. Find out what is in the place marked by the skull. The scouts carefully inspect every piece of land in the marked area and discover a camouflage pit studded with strong, thin needles. In a niche sunk into the wall of the trap glitters a volumetric flask with an ugly creature that looks like several brains stuck together. Okay, got another Xenos check. Analyze the nature of the creature. The Rogue Traders people recognize the grotesque figure as a Drukhari Medusa, a parasite capable of registering emotions and transferring them into its masters. This thing was left here as the equivalent of a pict recorder collecting the suffering of the Drukhari's victims. Let's continue exploring. Deep prints belonging to landing legs and a ladder are visible in the grass behind the maze. The relative positions of the recesses correspond to the design of an Imperial shuttle. When the Von Valancius scouts approach, they find a wax seal bearing the symbol of the Inquisition and a monogram formed from the letters XC, Xavier Calcazar. An officer voices the proposition that the initials correspond to the name Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar. So it seems like the Inquisitor and Theodora at some point definitely were in this area doing shit with that tech. Okay. This is all like stuff that happened before the game. An awareness check, search the other objects. A segment of the dry grass a few meters in front of the prince from the ladder has been cut as if scythed. Among the chopped stems lies a piece of Drukhari trophy, a flap of dark skin stretched out by thin chains. Most of it is covered by a tattoo, a silhouette of a storm or tornado, and a black symbol composed of curved lines and sharp shapes. Okay, a master-crafted Hekatari blade. Burn away all traces of Xenos' presence. The predatory structures do not burn easily, and it takes a long time for them to heat up. When the flames finally gather strength, turquoise explosions flash amid the yellow-orange waves. Whatever was down there was dangerous. Okay, another settlement of some kind. Can't do anything with this one, though. More plasteel that we don't need. Alright, let's fight.
The litany of ordnance rings out across our decks.
Ooh, got a big one. A Necron Lord. Ship gains 20% hit chance and 1 maneuverability. If it is more damage than another allied ship, the Necron Lord relocates to that ship. Otherwise, the Necron Lord uses aiming protocol. Okay. So if it is more damage, then it basically will teleport. It'll switch places with one of the ones that is less damaged. Presumably putting it into a better position where it won't get attacked again. Presumably. I think that's the idea. It also has the living metal. Okay. Alright, got some coffee in hand. Let's do this.
Lance batteries. Volley! Fire at will. Coordinates set.
Okay, got through the first. Alright, what's this guy capable of? Ooh, that thing's tough, huh? Okay. Alright, if I did this... Can I actually hit him right now? Oh, really? I should have been able to get that corner, right? Oh, we got gypped. I don't know about that, bro.
With the force of a supernova!
Okay, I think... Will we finish him? Let's find out. Ah, rude. Damn it. Alright, we're not gonna finish either of them then.
Let them taste our fury!
If you were able to shoot that one, I'm really upset that you didn't. If you weren't able to, we'll forgive you. But... Oh. Oh yeah, he took his 25, that's why. Okay. That checks out, actually. Never mind.
Their fate awaits them.
The dark void
Damn,
will
that was rude,
erase
bro.
their colors.
You didn't have to do him like that. Arguably I shouldn't do this close. Yeah, we just damaged our shields on that side.
Let the void sort them out. Fire at will! Launch batteries, fully.
Okay, I got through the first one. Let's do, yep, swing run.
Engage the engines.
Could have tried a boarding party. Oh my god.
The void is about to tear
Wow,
our
we
void ship
might have been lucky
apart.
there. Okay. That was pretty good on their part.
Fire at will.
Wow, that was
No
the
one
most damage
can
we've taken in a
outmaneuver
long
House
time.
Orcelio.
Okay, that might be something we want. Okay, so that was one of these. Alright, so we've got 4 at 27 and 5 at 30. And then this one I think was another 3 at 39? Nah, okay. When using post abilities, there's a 20% chance its cooldown will be 1 round shorter. Reloads all macro cannons that were fired during the acceleration phase. Oh, interesting. That's our 2 side ones, right? So if we use them to start before we've exited the acceleration, then we can use them again. Okay, let's take that. And let's take Steady Hand. A puzzled augur operator reports that an expeditionary shuttle belonging to the Von Valancius dynasty was detected on the planet's surface. Furthermore, according to its markings, it is assigned to your vessel. The operator also states that the entrance to a system of tunnels was spotted next to the shuttle. Request a full report. In the registry, the expeditionary shuttle number 712 has been designated as irretrievably lost for many years. Information about the circumstances of its disappearance is suspiciously sparse, as if someone deliberately erased it. From the crumbs of information that remain, you gather that it was sent to explore some object on an unknown world on the order of Lord Captain Theodora and never returned. Explore the tunnels, nothing bad could happen, right? After disembarking, you notice that the shuttle is buried halfway in sand and the Von Valancius coat of arms is practically erased from its side. This shuttle has clearly been here for a very long time. Next to the shuttle, you find crates of archaeological equipment, on which one can just barely make out the emblem of the explorators. Most of these crates are lying next to massive black doors of Xenos origin, the entrance to the tunnels. Now, we do know that the Amernat was working with her, so that would be where the explorator stuff comes in, I guess? The descent into the depths takes several hours. You make your way through cramped corridors, giving way to huge black halls, where a dim emerald glow from no discernible source brings forth the silhouettes of equipment abandoned by the tech priests. The suffocating oppressive silence that accompanies you during the descent is broken only by the echo of your footsteps, deafening and yet so insignificant against the background of the Cyclopean arches. Alright. Yeah, more Necron stuff, okay.
Let us not dawdle.
All but buried under a thick layer of dust, these crates contain equipment still in prime condition. It is as though, even in the face of death, the tech priests would not dare offend the machine spirits by handling the equipment with anything less than reverence. That looked like something purple that might show up, you know?
I always have a backup plan.
Okay. Let's go ahead and end the episode here. In the next one, we will venture into this little Necron base here and see what's what. Probably we're going to end up fighting more of them. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody. Bye. I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters: Darren York, ZTD, Knife Namaste, Chris Murphy, JW, Quinless, Vlado101, Bruce Wizzle, Black Mamba 90, Eureka Gecko, A Happy Fat Panda, Pedo Kuto, Shadow Raven, Hannah Kate the Great, Emily Kuzanoa, Philip Dougherty, Timothy Jansen, Skip, Daniel, Yale, Naya, Turkeyfoot27, and Nadia N. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.